Let's try this again.
Starting recording.
All right.
All
Welcome back,
What's up,
everybody.
We'll just keep it. We'll just keep it.
Well, it's been edited in post. We got this. All
No,
right.
when you talk about editing that, just keep it in. This is a failure. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Ragnar.
I'm Faceman. And we're here. This is episode 6 of this panel.
In this panel.
Right?
Yeah. Episode where we try to get everything together.
I was going to say, we actually have a plan now. It's not going to be two people with ADD talking about anime without a script. So,
yeah.
Well, maybe not a script, but we have a guideline. So,
yeah, we actually have an outline of what we're going to talk about. So maybe it won't be as ADD and triggering as it has been. I've come to the conclusion we're both Luffy and we don't have a Nami or a Zoro or a Robin or
literally anyone else on the crew to keep us in the straight and narrow.
What if Luffy and Zoro and Frankie had a podcast?
It's like, ooh, what's that? Literally leaves chair. But,
as a perfect example is we've completely gone off the rails. All right, My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
let's get
first of all, a little bit of context. Both One Piece and Black Clover are both on hiatus, as we know. So yeah. I was able. Someday there will be.
Month.
Oh, really? This Sunday?
Some people are saying that I think in Japan it comes out this Sunday.
Okay,
I think we won't. I think we won't get the English until the 24th. The official English translation.
Sad, but that gave me time to catch up on some My Hero, so I've caught up on the My Hero Academia stuff. We are both caught up on Aliens Area, which is a new manga that's out for Shonen Jump, and Ruri Dragon, which is also another new manga that came out. So we'll be talking about those 3 today, and then at the end, if we have some time, we'll go on some...
We'll call it our ADD segment.
Yeah, the ADD segment. We will go on rants about just things that bug us.
Things we want to talk about, anime, anything like that.
And that'll be like the final bit. So I guess we'll start with My Hero Academia. So the Debbie and Dabi
and Todoroki.
There you go. I can read, guys. That fight, that was kind of crazy. I gotta say, yeah. The art is really good when it gets to the fight scenes. Like,
yeah, it's. I think maybe this is what I was missing, was just the fights and everyone like trying super hard.
Yeah, we were kind of in like a little bit of almost like a still river there for a sec. Like everyone was getting set up, but now all the pieces are there. It's starting to kick back up, but no, the fight was really good. This kind of having you kind of learn about Dabi's motives and the lack thereof, and just
his spite.
Yeah, just pure spite.
I mean, doesn't someone say that he's basically just a living like being of hatred? The doctor, because the doctor says he shouldn't be alive.
Yeah, but somehow he is.
I'm trying to find it.
It's really crazy.
About it.
Yeah, but Todoroki and they were kind of setting up the thing where it's like, well, obviously you have to cool your body down with your ice power so that you can make flames hotter than anyone else. But
yeah, then he's just like, did he make cold flames?
Well, yeah, but then he did the opposite. He made the heat keep his body warm, and he made like this cold flame fusion. And his super attack isn't like a copy of his dad's, but it's his own unique like flash freeze.
Yeah,
typhoon or something like that. Yeah, ultimate move. It was really cool, and it's kind of neat how he kind of used his power differently than what everyone else was intending or expecting from him.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I was looking through it, looking for this part. Yeah, it does say he kept his dying body tethered to this world through a pure blazing grudge. Like I said, I just kind of going
Okay.
back through some of the stuff that we said we talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but
I guess that leads us into like his backstory.
yeah. Well, like I said, I was gonna say, like I said, I do like the fact that Todoroki, because like the whole point of Todoroki's power is that he's always seen it as half his mom's, half his dad's. Like the big moment when the sports festival is when Deku was like, "It's your power,"
Yeah.
and so this is just kind of like one of those things where it's like coming full into the light. That yeah,
Yeah.
this is his power. He can do what he wants with it.
His arc is we've reached the end of Todoroki's arc.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Essentially.
I'm pretty sure he beat the bad guy that was meant to be at the end of the series. Because that's where this is all going. This is the penultimate just uh, sprint for the finish line for My Hero.
Oh yeah, no, it was a short manga. Well, as a One Piece fan, all right. To be
I was like, you
fair,
want to call
okay.
this short?
No,
Their manga that I'd say
I've been
this
spoiled. I know, I've been spoiled.
let's say just because our favorite manga just so happens to be thousands
Every manga
long.
has to be thousands long, otherwise it's not a true manga. Sorry.
All right, so you want to go on? Let's go into this backstory about how.
Yeah, so like we kind of got a little more information about like what happened immediately after like the tragedy on the mountain, when apparently that man's actually burnt himself to death.
Well, he did. I don't know if he burnt himself to death, or if he like put himself into like a I guess a fatal state, like where he needed like to be hooked up to like tubes and stuff to survive. Because I mean, the
Fair.
doctor says that they chose vessels that couldn't live without them.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It was kind of crazy. Is Listen, My Hero Academia is not the childhood friendly manga it used to be. People get messed up.
Yeah.
My man's is missing his jaw right now. Like they had to sew it up straight from the bottom. It's some pretty brutal stuff. But yeah, it goes into more depth about kind of from that point forward and just how much angry this man's has just within him.
Yeah. Well, usually, well, I mean, that's like I mean, so we've seen throughout this manga how this dude's clearly a fan of Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Dobby literally pulled a straight up Sith move and was too angry to die. Like that is exactly what happened here.
Oh yeah.
Man was just too angry to die.
Body said, "Nah, I'm good. Can I die now?" Manza
Yeah.
said, "Anger's not having it right now."
Yeah, and then his whole mission then became to destroy everything Endeavor tried to build, which I guess he saw as basically Todoroki standing in front of him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he destroys himself in the attempt to kill Todoroki.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense because Todoroki was supposed to be the
He was the perfect child
he was looking for
weapon. Yeah,
to
and of course
surpass.
Todoroki took on the burden of the entire family. Because let's face it, like everyone wants to blame Endeavor for what happened. Like what happened to Dobby was kind of on the entire family. Yes, mostly Endeavor did most of the stuff, but it was very clear when we saw the back, like up till he made it to that mountain, that Dobby was not treated the same. Like he was treated like everyone was kind of like cold towards him in the
Yeah.
family, and like Endeavor was just like was cruel. Like I'm not saying like we should just forgive Endeavor, overlook it, but I'm just saying
He's not the only man to blame.
Endeavor, yeah, he's the biggest one to blame. He's not the only one to blame.
Yeah.
And Todoroki is probably the one who's in the family who's probably he could probably wash his hands of this whole incident. Because I mean, I think he was like 5 when it all happened, maybe.
The
But
man's was innocent. He wasn't even mentally there when this all
yeah, he
went
was
down.
to the point where it was like, I mean, he was the child getting physically abused through training. But
Yeah, definitely. But
but he's the one who's had to pick up the family burden to clean up the mess that his family left in the world.
yeah. But speaking of Endeavor, so this All for One fight was kind of crazy.
Oh
That was
yes.
actually pretty good. All right. So one
So
thing that
All for One's original body's dead, right? Like
yeah,
that's how
totally. It's gone. First of
I'm
all.
saying that's what I assumed happened.
Okay, really quick though. So this mangaka, he's like, all right, guys, it's been a pretty cool time, and we're getting to the point where, this little world of sunshine and rainbows is getting a little dark, and then we finally get to the fight scenes. Like there wasn't really too much fighting during when the roller coaster decided to just take a plummet down to like the underground.
So he's decided to kill like the fun, happy, butterfly-filled, fairy-filled world when he stabbed Bakugo with Shigaraki's like quirk powers there, because that's where everything starts descending.
Yeah. No, but like, well, then Midnight dies, and it's like, oh, okay, you're just gonna kill people off, all right?
Yeah.
And then
the first named character to die.
yeah, I know, it's insane. And then
I thought like everyone that was named was like immortal as far as the series was concerned.
yeah,
Everyone that was
like
named
it.
at UA, and then it was like, oh, Midnight's dead. Oh,
Damn.
I mean, like she was barely in the series anyway. But at the same time, that was one of those things where it's like, man, if I didn't think a teacher was going to die.
Yeah.
But I thought I was like mentally prepared for All Might to kick the bucket fighting a villain.
It kind of is. It's kind of cool how he set it up, because you were in that mindset. This like the students were like, "Oh, this is school. We're just learning to be heroes." That kind of
yeah.
thing.
I'd set up for All Might to die, and that be like the death that like triggers everyone into what is essentially going on right now. It'd be like,
Yeah.
All Might died. We got to finish the fight for All Might. We got to help Deku finish that fight. But no, then they killed Midnight, and Midnight had to. Or that, and that's the death. That's the death that they all started throwing around. But
yeah,
I'm still
she had to become the martyr.
Yeah, so I'm still curious if we're no longer in the timeline or we're no longer heading towards the future that Night Eye saw.
Can you refresh that for me in the audience?
Well, remember, Night Eye looked into the future for All Might, and he saw that if All Might continued on the path that he was currently going on, that in so many years he would die. He would die gruesomely to a villain, and supposedly, it's supposed to be like this year that they're in the manga. It was supposed to be like maybe like it was supposed to be the year he met Night Eye, give or take a year.
Yeah. Okay. But, I'm not too sure. He's gone over like a character arc that kind of made him shift back to the hero he was, or the mindset of that.
Yeah. So I don't know if All Might's going to see the end of the series or not. Although, can we talk? Okay. Well, let's go back to the
yeah. Let's go back to the fight, and then we'll go.
We have an outline here, but we went straight off. God.
Okay, so back to my point. Yeah. So people don't get out of these fights without injuries. Like,
no.
Again, we thought we were in like this sunshine and rainbows, butterflies everywhere, kind of like super. No, there just hasn't been a fight since the fall, and the fights we get, well, Todoroki being in, obviously, what would you call it? Not really
1v1.
Yeah, not really a good example, but like this fight with All
okay,
for
so
One,
the fight with Todoroki was kind of a fight. I kind of feel like Todoroki had to get out of that one unscathed.
Yeah,
just because that was the first like big fight in the thing, and he was fighting someone that he was supposed to be on an equal terms to.
Yeah,
if not stronger, because he didn't have the
The
drawback.
debuff.
He didn't have the drawback that Dobby's quirk, both parts of Dobby's quirk had, because Dobby's quirk was not meant for his body.
But no, people in the All for One fight get messed up. All right,
Yeah.
we're just gonna have a little body count. All right, Jiro.
Hero from Jack has lost her ear.
Yep, her left ear is completely gone now. Endeavor is missing his entire right hand, all the way past his elbow.
Wait, what? Hold up. Did I miss that?
you didn't know? No, Endeavor lost his whole right hand. I thought.
He might have.
Like
He's got it there.
I believe All for One bit it off.
Oh yeah, I see the stub now.
Yeah. By the way, I love the art style of Endeavor in this fight, bro. He looks cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he lost that arm.
Yeah,
He may have burned it up himself, because he's using that arm to throw a punch, and I don't see it there.
No,
so he may have.
I remember in
Well,
one of the panels.
There's a panel where it gets like absolutely stabbed to pieces with that weird blade move he has.
I thought All for One used like a mouth thing and bit it.
He may.
I wanna say so.
He has him, but like in chapter 356, page 8 and 9, he has his both arms there. It looks like, but then he starts like going into like a super like overdrive, I guess, mode, and it looks like that arm starts disintegrating.
Maybe it was just his hand that got bitten. I'm positive at least his hand got bitten off.
No, he looks like he's missing it though later on. So maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe he's just that strong. I don't know. But yeah, they're not getting out of these fights unscathed. And
yeah, no, people got messed up.
That's fitting for the final, for the big bad of the series.
Well, this isn't even the big bad. This is like his 10% power corpse.
This is the big bad that the Vegetas of the series can beat. All right.
You don't have to be rude, but
well, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
yeah, no.
I mean, this is essentially Captain Ginyu and Shigaraki's Frieza. All right.
Yeah. No, you're perfectly accurate on that one. Yeah, it's like I was surprised Jiro got hit. Like,
yeah, I'm not like, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that they're starting to take permanent lasting damage.
Yeah.
To the students, like, but I mean, we also Miro would be like, I'm pretty sure she lost all 4 limbs.
She lost 2. So,
well, I thought she lost.
No, she still has 2 of her limbs.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I know she had to get like 2.
Yeah, she has two replacements.
Prosthetics.
That's the word.
Which, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, losing limbs in like in an anime like oh my god, My Hero doesn't seem to have that much of an impact.
Yeah,
because I mean,
it's just like Star Wars.
It's like, yeah, we'll place it with a robotic one. It's like, okay, it's like, I mean, like, obviously her powers are kind of connected to like her muscles, and because she's got she's got rabbit powers.
Yeah, well, that's just all in the leg. It's not really the foot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she lost. I think she lost a good chunk of her leg.
It's just a little bit.
But still,
also, one of the final panels of this chapter is you see All for One's
eye. The disintegrating body.
Yeah, and bro, that's
I was like,
creepy.
I saw that, and I was like, did I actually switch to another manga? Because that is weird.
That is kind of creepy.
I do like the fact that he's talking about the fact that heroes don't get to have a monopoly on sacrificial moments.
Yeah,
because that's kind of been how usually when a character does die, with the exception of Midnight, it's usually to like, well, even with Midnight, but usually it like spurs everyone forward, and he's like, that's not just for heroes, you know that, right? Like And now I'm just like,
Right.
I want to know what the real Deku's flying after that they just decided not to tell us about.
Say that again.
So I want to know what exactly their what Deku's flying towards that they're not telling us about.
Oh.
Same chapter that the Aya's when the first talks with Deku and tells him that he's got a bad feeling about this.
Of
And then it looks
course.
like, and then Deku sees something that he's flying towards, and I'm just like, oh no.
What's that? That's like a bunch of specks.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like an army of Nomu.
Oh, you think they're gonna have like a sick battle where Deku has to fight like a bajillion Anomu?
I don't think he's gonna have to fight a bajillion. I think he's just gonna do that move that he used against Overhaul, where he like rained fists.
Oh yeah, that would be whack. All right, so yeah, after the Endeavor, so the chapter I believe this week that came out.
They came out the week of the July 4th.
Gotcha. And it was the great explosion god Dynamite.
Yes.
All right, this was a pretty sick moment. So what was it? Suppressive heavy mobile unit.
It's great explosion murder god Dynamite. I forgot
there you go. Forgot one.
But that's okay. The suppressive heavy mobile unit strafe Panzer. Like yeah, because we just need to give him cannons upon cannons on his back. That's the guy we want this guy to have.
Well, if you have a gun facing in every direction, then no one can sneak up on you.
Yeah.
I love how Best Genius finally calls him by his name.
Yeah, well, I just love the fact that someone finally called him by his actual name. Because you know that they were all like, no, we're not calling you that whole. We'll call you Dynamite. But Judas is like, no, I want to show respect and use all of it.
Yeah, just the whole thing. Not really.
I do have one concern about this.
Do what?
I do have one concern that Bakugo might have thought of because he can be smart like that, but he might not have.
What's that?
With all that smoke flying, will the erasure quirk that they're using to keep his
quirk at bay?
Bay, will it work through the smoke? Like I don't think there's a reason why it wouldn't. But if it like has to be a direct line of sight,
that might screw over the team there.
Yeah, especially since he's like expanded his body, like touch all over the place with whatever that weird night knot quirk thing he has is.
You know what would be crazy? And please don't do this, manga. Well, you could do this, manga. That would be kind of. I would laugh, but also kind of be sad at the same time. What if, he gets his quirk back and then just everyone turns to dust in the battlefield, and then Deku arrives? That would be.
This is a shonen, not a Sonic.
Say that again. What?
I said this is a shonen, not a whatever One Punch Man is. It's the step above shonen where they can kill characters and they don't have to feel bad about it.
Gotcha.
I mean, they kill characters for plot purposes, and then they just kill characters they want to kill characters.
Yeah, that's One Punch Man. All right, now we can move on to the ADD stuff.
Yeah, okay. So I do have one question because like we were talking about Midnight and all that stuff. Am I wrong in thinking that Gran Torino's dead?
I don't remember.
Because last time we saw him, he was in a hospital room, and then Deku was wearing and then everything after that, Deku was wearing his scarf thing, and I don't know if it's ever confirmed or denied that he's dead.
Yeah, I can't remember if I saw him after the hospital bed. Maybe he's just like traumatically injured. Cross the fingers. Hopefully.
Okay, according to the wiki, his status is still alive.
Okay. According to wiki.
But until I see him again, we're gonna just say that's what the wiki says. but now that being said, I really don't see how he could. I mean, I don't see why they would kill him.
Oh, well, yeah.
I
They
mean,
don't. There wouldn't be a
his
purpose to it, would it?
there's not a story purpose to it
Yeah.
other than just because I mean, if they do kill him, like they can't kill All Might, like that, like that's where I think that his death would fill in the death that All Might would fill
Yeah.
for Deku, but yeah,
It
so
yeah, I don't see a purpose in it.
yeah.
Let's see. Anything else
Uh,
before we move on?
although I will say this, I do like the arena that they've made to fight Shigaraki in.
Oh yeah, that is
The one that
pretty
uses everyone's quirks and powers just to run. Like I think that, like I think there's like 2/3 or like a third of their fighting force is just making sure that arena stays functional.
Yeah, no, it's like half the heroes are just in that arena as like pistons and it's engine parts.
I just want to know, like, how long can Kaminari keep this? I mean, I know that there's a team of electric-based quirks, but how long can Kaminari keep this power before he goes Dumbo mode?
That is the accurate and correct term of the mode, by the way.
I
I'm
mean,
not too sure. It's because like we've never really seen him, you know, power up his quirk, for lack of a better term. Unlike Tetsu and a whole bunch of other characters. Like I just feel like he gets his power-ups in the background.
well, I mean, we've seen how he trains with his quirks. He charges batteries and gets electrocuted with that battery and stuff like that. That's what they did uh, at the training camp. But like he hasn't had his big major moment yet to shine yet.
Yeah.
And I don't, and at this point, since he's playing support, I don't know if we will. But
It's kind of whack. I wish the because lightning's such a cool power. I wish the mangaka kind of utilized him more. Kind of
to be
giving
fair,
him.
though, name a manga that doesn't have a lightning-based character.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Yeah. You're
I
right
mean,
there.
I mean, even One Piece. Like, I mean, you could even if you were to argue that One Piece only had him as a villain for one arc, the Minks all have lightning-based powers. Luffy threw lightning at Kaido. I mean, it's
It's everywhere.
I feel like it's almost overused, and I think that's the thing is like he's like I can't do anything creative with it, so we'll just
Okay,
use him as a
listen,
battery when we need him.
guys, I just want you to know this is the guy who made an electric-based fighting character in D&D. This man chose monk with an electric fist subclass. All right.
I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying I don't know this guy. The mangaka may have just said I can't do anything super creative with it, so
So
let's just use it for what lightning purposes because everything creative I can think of has been done somewhere else
okay,
on a
I
grander
get what
scale.
you're saying. I get what you're
Like
saying.
I'm not saying it's like he couldn't have done anything unique with it and that's bad. I'm saying maybe he felt like that or something.
Yeah, I just
I mean,
made him more of a
because
side character.
let's be honest. There's so many unique like powers in the show. I feel like lightning's kind of flame for like the powers that are in the show.
True. I
I
was
mean,
surprised that. Go ahead.
so the dude's literally in a class with a girl who can create anything as long as she understands the makeup of it. A guy who's basically has the power of 8 other people that came before him.
Mr.
Uh,
Explosion
a dude
Extreme.
with literal engines in his legs. A dude who explodes. Uh,
the
like
list
I mean,
goes on.
he's kind of like he kind of got a like it's a basic power.
Yeah, seen it before. So were you kind of surprised to see Jiro being one of the people to fight All for One?
Yeah, I will say I didn't expect her to be in that fight, but then when I think about it, it kind of makes sense because she has because her powers don't have any. She couldn't have been used in the Shigaraki fight because she's very limited in movement. Because I mean the I mean she's like she's have to be carried by Tokoyami,
Yeah.
and but at the same time her quirk has a lot of like search uses and stuff like that. So it really just made more sense to me once I realized that's where she was. It's like, yeah, because she could be a good support.
Okay. I never
Like
really thought about it. I was just like, wait, really? Jiro's the one who's going to. I mean,
well,
technically, it was Endeavor. It's...
I would say they did say that they were there for support in that fight.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
Endeavor.
Hawks clearly thought that they were there just as hopefully we don't have to use that. I mean, Hawks literally told them to leave, and they said, "No, we're heroes. That's why we're here."
We're just gonna do our own thing.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to move on to aliens area?
Yeah, I think we. I don't. Yeah, we're running out of stuff to say here.
We've covered a lot of basically what's happened so far with Hero Aka.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aliens area is actually the one manga I want to be adapted into an anime more than any other manga right now.
That you're reading.
That I'm reading, yeah. It's got a really cool art style that I would love to see animated. And I love the concept, and I think it would be something new compared to everything else that's going on.
We'll see if this guy. I'm gonna see if the writer of it. I'm just looking to see if he's done any other stuff because his art style looks kind of familiar to me.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But I don't recognize any of the manga that he's done.
Have we talked about Alien Area? Kind of like given a basic rundown of what it is?
We talked about it. I've kind of given it, but you hadn't seen it, so I don't know if we talked about it in detail.
All right, so it's basically Men in Black, the anime. But
yeah, that's a fair.
But you remove the comedy. It's got some humorous. It's not like the slapstick slash.
I'm gonna say it's not got the One Piece comedy, which is just straight up the main character's an idiot and everyone just reacts to it.
Right. Or every situation is a joke, but it's your generic like shonen comedy. But I really like the art style. The art style is really cool, and I like the concept of like. So it's essentially a secret government police force that enforces the laws on aliens from different worlds who visit Earth, whether that's stopping aliens from abducting people or protecting a princess who fled her planet because of a coup.
Yeah,
it's got some really funny and interesting storylines going on with it. And the main guy's power is pretty interesting. At first, it would look like a Luffy gum pistol, but
yeah. I wasn't gonna say anything about that really, but about it being like Luffy's is like stretchy powers.
Yeah,
they can be used a number of different ways. Like Luffy just so happens to use his creatively. Like in a way that makes sense, but like. At the same time, though, they could be used different. Like he could literally just use it to punch someone across the room or something like that. But like I said, saying that everyone with rubber powers has Luffy powers, I don't know if that's not going to be fair. But that being said,
I also like the power system. So like the main character is kind of unique in his own power system. Everyone else uses
well, okay, I think he's going to get gadgets too. But
on top of his power.
Yeah, everyone else in the anime seems to rely on their own, on gadgets.
Yeah, they don't really have superpowers like the main character has, so he's kind of unique in that aspect.
Yeah, although I will say something. My favorite part is his motivation for why he's doing, his motivation so far. I'll say that because it might change, once now that he's met this princess or whatever.
Yeah,
but well, one of my favorite things about it is it's just he wants to give his brother and sister a better life,
And
which
he keeps
is
on getting fired from his jobs, and
well,
so
I don't know if he's been fired from jobs. I think he just got fired from that first job. It seemed like it was because his prosthetic or implant was starting to act up.
yeah, that makes sense.
But like I said, I just kind of like the fact that his whole goal is just get them into college.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not. It's
I'm
no.
trying to
It's
think
not.
of another
Not save the world. It's not save the world. It's not.
find the One
Be
Piece.
the number one hero. It's not. It's not nothing like that. It's screw it.
My
Let's
younger sister and brother need financial support.
yeah. It's provide for my family. And it's like yeah, I could get behind that, dude.
There's
You
a
don't. You
I'm trying to think. There's a shonen that with the main character with the same motivation. I just can't remember what it was. I know Asta's kind of like that.
well, Austin says he wants to be the Wizard King, but I guess a sub motivation to that is he wants is him and Yudo want to show that it doesn't matter where you come from, you can do whatever you want.
And they send boatloads of money back to
Yeah,
their
they send the money back because I
as a
remember.
contest. Yeah.
Well, remember there was that one time where it might have been anime only, but
All right, let's save that for the hiatus.
yeah,
rant.
we'll say that for hiatus. But yeah, it seems uh
he's got a more unique motivation than most other shonens out there.
yeah.
But so far, I'm enjoying it, and the art style's good. I want it to be an anime. This will be so cool as an anime.
I think yeah, I want it to be an anime too. I want Sakamoto Days to be an anime. I've only read one chapter of that. I'm like, we're not going to talk about it because none of one of us actually read any enough chapters. But
Yeah.
I've read one chapter of it. I'm like, dude, it's anime John Wick. Like, what more do you need?
Right?
But yeah, I will say Aliens Area deserves. I mean, it's only 6 chapters in, so we got a while.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure. I think I'm just Spy X Family was like. I mean, Spy X Family was 64 chapters in right now, and it's anime just like made it halfway through the first season. So I mean, you've got a while before it gets there.
We've got a bit, but hopefully the people who do make the anime or have their eye on it, and it's just like, all right, if this does well, we'll make something out of it.
I'm kind of hoping it's Mappa or UFO Table, because
What
those are the ones
What have they
that
made?
do the best animation. But oh my god, Mappa makes Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think UFO Table might be the one to make.
God, put a pin in
they-
Jujutsu Kaisen animation because that's something I'm gonna want to rant about for a minute.
Oh, and the UFO Table makes Demon Slayer.
Okay, yeah, those two would be amazing to animate this.
Let's see, it is Mappa that does.
I've never been so sad to watch someone gnaw on another person's head. And if you don't get it, you should read Aliens Area.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you should read it anyway, but
yeah, it's good. I mean, it separates itself from all the other shonen very well.
yeah, Mappa did Jujutsu Kaisen. It did the last season of Attack on Titan. It's done Chainsaw Man, which I don't know when that's going to be released.
Yeah. That I haven't read Chainsaw Man, but I've seen someone review the entire series in manga form.
Yeah, well,
So
apparently
I
it's
know the
finished.
story. Yeah, it's already done. Bro,
Yeah,
that manga's kind of crazy. Again, we'll save that for rant section.
I mean,
the ADD section.
I say we save that until I've read it.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, Mappa did. So yeah, but Aliens Area is doing pretty good. All right. Anything else to say about Aliens Area?
There's not much. It's just a solid manga. Definitely worth a read. Like
Yeah, if
5
you're looking,
thumbs up here.
if you're looking for like a new manga to check out,
That's not like your typical shonen.
I wouldn't say it's not like your typical, because I mean, at this point, every time I hear someone say that, like I feel myself like seethe in rage because then I know I'm going to read a typical shonen. But yeah, it's not. Uh, if you're just looking for like something new to read and like something that seems like it's going to be interesting, check it out.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. It seems like the characters are a little different, so like that's always fun.
Now for a manga that I don't think anyone knows what's going on here. Like, we're 5 chapters in, and we have no idea where this is going. We are in the middle of a foggy forest.
We still have no specific idea where this is going. Ruri Dragon, the girl that is turning into a dragon, and no one seems to care.
It's just living her normal life. Oh yeah, your dad's a dragon. What's the big deal? Like, there's probably like 5 pages we can pull as reference just to kind of give you what this manga is about.
Let's do the chapter breakdown first. Where we have a segment where it's just reacting to the whole joke.
Okay,
I think that's the whole joke of the series. But it starts off chapter 1. The girl just wakes up. She has horns.
It's like, oh, okay. Mom, what's going on? Oh, don't worry about it. Go to school. Okay.
It's funny because she doesn't even have a reaction at that point. Like
the mom is just blank faced.
I think she's just decided that this is it. Like, well, not even the mom. Like, Ruri hasn't really had a major reaction to it. She's like, I have horns.
Okay, then.
That's concerning. But then she's like, go to school. She's like, okay. And then she ends up like going to school. You know, everyone's like, oh, you have horns.
Dope.
Okay. Yeah, you have horns. You okay? You okay? That's essentially chapter 1. And then she brings fire. And then this is the weirdest part of the manga so far to me is she breathes fire.
Her entire throat is charred, like she's coughing up pints of blood.
She breathes fire, and then all of a sudden she's like covered in blood. And fine after that, I'm like, what? I'm like,
everyone,
okay.
It's okay. Yeah, everyone doesn't care.
She goes home. She stays, and then the next chapter is her being home like a week later, trying to learn how to control her fire. And then she returns to school in chapter 3. Finds the kid whose hair she essentially singed off. The kid's like, "Hey, yeah, don't do that again." She's like, "Okay, I won't." And he's like, "That's okay. I need a haircut." I'm like, she almost lit you on fire.
It's like demon from the underworld, for all you know, just shows up in class one day.
No, they all decided that if she was a bioweapon. Like, that is like, they ask her like, "What are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm practically a part dragon." Oh, we were all thinking you were a bioweapon.
Oh, okay, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, nothing. I'm so confused. All right.
So where did you make it actually?
Oh, I finished. I've caught up.
Okay, I knew you were behind yesterday.
And then the last couple of chapters is just like, oh look, I made some friends at high school. Let's do high school friend stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like,
so I've come to terms with it's got to be a slice of life. But
yeah, it's just a generic slice of life.
I just wish the characters would react like it's a slice of life, or not react like a slice of life, or react like her getting horns was, because it seems like the big deal is she's having to cope with going to high school with while becoming a dragon. But like, it seems like the hard part is going to be the becoming a dragon part, not the way the high school is going to react to her becoming a dragon.
Yeah, it's so weird how, like, and she's like, oh well, you have super regenerative ability. Oh, you're breathing fire. It's like, you know, if there's a fight about to happen, you're really set up for one.
Yeah, I will say this is like, so far I'm like, okay, like they keep being like, oh, you just regenerate faster than normal. I'm like, okay, so that means if someone breaks her bone, she's good in a week. Got it. So when the fighting starts,
but it's been 5 chapters and nothing's happened. If
this was going to be a battle shonen, the fighting would have started by now.
Yeah, which is why I'm so confused. So real
But
quick.
I mean,
My theory is she's in a virtual reality and
oh my
everyone's an
god,
NPC. All
not
right.
this theory again. Not this theory again.
Listen, I'm a One Piece fan. 3 weeks in hiatus. I need I need
We keep the weird theories to One Piece though. All right.
um read it. It's a decent read.
I mean, yeah, if you want our thoughts on this, yeah, it's like I'm getting kind of like I said, it's a slice of life, and I'm getting these like, okay, it's just gonna be one of those like cute little like, okay, I've had
A day
enough.
in the
I've had
life
enough.
of
I've had enough of heroes beating the crap out of villains. I've had enough of um the evil wizard king versus Austin. Got to get that in there somehow. I'm ready to take a break from it. Let's just read about a girl going to high school once she becomes a dragon. Like it's a
yeah.
fun break from the other shonen that are on Shonen Jump. So
If you see it expecting something crazy like in a fantasy adventure or some sort of battle shonen, it's not. It's just a generic slice of life. I've literally read manga like this gives me, I don't know. Everything else about the manga just seems like it's a generic like um oh, what would it be? Copy of real life. The only thing that's different is the fact that she's turning into a dragon, and society doesn't care.
I mean, you had that barista that was like, "Are those horns?" And he was like sweating profusely, looking at her, and she's
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Yeah,
like,
it's no big deal." And I was like, "Okay, see, that's a guy having like a normal reaction."
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Like,
somewhat normal. I mean, I might have been like, "Oh my gosh, do I need to call an ambulance?"
yes. That's just what's tripping us over is the reaction of the people in this society. It acts like a normal society, and nothing has told us that, oh, well, yeah, obviously. In fact, we've been told the exact opposites. Oh, do you believe in dragons? No, they're fictional creatures.
Dragons don't exist in this world. Okay, cool. Why does everyone seem to accept that they do?
Yeah,
Like,
that's it's just
although we talk about this not
so
being an action one, being a slice of life. Watch it like chapter 10, like a bunch of like dragon slayers show up at her front door and she just like starts throwing hands.
yeah, right. That would be kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the slowest burning battle shonen in existence. It takes like 20 chapters before it starts to kick off.
Like, this is just the prologue. This is the prologue.
Yeah, this is how she got to the fantasy world where she becomes the demon lord.
Truly, it has.
But final thoughts.
Um, I really enjoying it. I think it's a good read. It's like I said, it's a good break from like all the battle shonen.
Good slice of life.
Yeah,
Confused, like confusion. Good read, good slice of life, confusion. That that is my mind state right now. It's just I don't know, the concept is good. I just want to see where it's going. Like, I guess that's where we're at now. It's like we've read 5 chapters and we still have no idea where this manga's heading. Like what's the end of the line? I guess it's to graduate high school at this point.
like. Well, I think this is like I said. The point was like, well, I mean, it says Rory faces the usual issues: pushing classmates, annoying teachers, and waking up with dragon horns. So I think it's just getting through high school.
Yeah.
So it is probably graduation, but like I said, I don't know. Like it's just weird because like I've never seen it. Because like typically like she has all the power sets set up for a battle shonen character. Like
Yeah.
if I were to see like they were to do like a shonen jump and I were to see her like in there, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because she has battle shonen powers. But
Yeah,
no, this is a
shonen
slice
manga.
of this is a slice of life. Well, I don't think that all the anime in Shonen Jump are just straight up like because are straight up shonens. I think that's just the publishing or the
At this point, yeah.
yeah. Because I do know that there are like different type. Because I've seen a lot of manga in here that are just straight up slice of life and stuff like that.
Spy X
if you want,
Family art that came out recently is pretty neat.
on the
Cool.
colored page.
Cool mid chapter, guys. Camping. Anybody?
Oh yeah, you were kind of upset about that.
I was like, I just put that at the end of the chapter. Come on, man. I'll never understand that.
Can you imagine if Oda did that one week?
He's just like, oh, here's some art, guys. Have fun with that. And like, Oda, there's a chapter this week, right? Oda, there's a chapter, right? Just slowly fades back into the bushes.
Oh, he would slowly
No,
fade
he
back.
Homer Simpsons into the bushes.
He'd just sit there, he'd laugh and like wave as he like walks away. But because he knows, because it's gonna be like a color page of like Buggy in like looking like Gear 5.
Just no context whatsoever. Just
Yeah,
Buggy Gear 5 Nika.
Yeah, or yeah, and he just leaves like context. But
nope, none. Absolutely not.
I guess
Sorry.
we've started the ADD portion of this.
Oh yeah, we've already started that a long time.
But
yeah, we gave the final thoughts there.
I'm trying to convince Faceman here to get caught up on the One Punch Man manga.
I'm getting there. I'm catching up. It's gonna be a tough read though because I'm so far behind.
Yeah, Garo versus Saitama. I mean, you really don't have a whole lot to go through. I mean, you just have the next arc that they have to animate.
Fair.
I mean, they haven't. I don't think they haven't even finished the first. I don't think they finished the first half of season 3 yet. Like of what would be season 3.
Okay, so I've still got. That's not that bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of chapters. It's a lot of long chapters, but it's not awful.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Saitama's about to go like full murder mode.
Oh wow, I don't think I've seen this before.
Oh, that'll be fun. One Piece hiatus, I believe, is ending for Japan this week.
Congrats to the West over there.
It ends in America. The 24th, but I mean, there's always the scans and the translations, and
yeah, I'll take another week. So
and the spoilers. So I mean, like, we'll be coming out of the hiatus about the same time,
right? Just like catching news. We'll have our ears to the concrete, waiting for anything that comes out on Twitter.
Essentially,
yeah. If the fishing hour. The in this panel Twitter, what is it?
It's at @n_panel.
We'll probably
because they wouldn't
say that again.
It's at n_panel on Twitter. I post kind of like any funny One Piece meme I see. I try to post funny anime memes, but when you're like spent so long in the One Piece community, that's kind of what I see most of. But
we'll probably post something there if a leak happens.
Yeah, we really probably should start like putting that at the beginning of the episode.
What? Spoiler
the Twitter? Yeah. Well, no, not that. The Twitter. So that way, like, if someone only wanted to hear My Hero Academia, they got it and they could leave. But like I said, the whole point of the Twitter is for you guys to have a way to contact, to like talk with us, communicate with us, and be like, hey, you should read me and Roboco or something like that.
Yeah, if you guys have any recommendations on manga we should catch up on and kind of talk about,
read and talk about, like, we promise we will eventually get to it. I mean, because like I said, we have a hard time keeping up with the manga we've already watched. I mean, that's been proven with this hiatus, because we were like both like weekly on One Piece and Black Clover, and now it's like, oh, we got to be weekly on other stuff now.
Right. I mean, it's not too bad. A chapter a week shouldn't be too bad. Like, no. Yeah, if it gets enough like upvotes, and if it's manga that we might be interested in, definitely.
Yeah, that will be another thing. Like, we have because we don't like. I know we did a lot with My Hero, but that was because we had generally liked My Hero until it just kind of hit like a low patch. But we don't like badmouth like crapping on anime and manga specifically. Like, if we don't like it, we're probably not going to talk about it because it's not something we enjoy.
Yeah, like we didn't really like. You gotta understand, if when we were talking bad about My Hero,
My
it
Hero.
wasn't all of My Hero. It was kind of those specific choices the mangaka made.
Yeah, it was specific choices that were just kind of like making us irksome, but he's redeemed himself.
Yeah, no, it's popping off. We were like in that valley for a sec, but now that we finally are getting into the fights, you know, as a shonen battle manga should, it's starting to pop off again.
Yeah.
But if you ever catch us doing like some trash talking on something, just keep in mind it's probably a very specific thing about.
It's probably something we really enjoyed, and it was just kind of, you know, it kind of was just something that disappointed us right there.
Yeah, no,
But
there's a guy out there that's like, oh, Star Sacrifice was like Shakespearean writing, and it was one of the most amazing things I've ever read in manga ever.
And it may have been, but it didn't sit right with us.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like it did not work for us in particular. But like I said, we digress.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that being said, I mean, you know, go to our, if you want to like crap on us for, like, you know, we dissed like your favorite My Hero character, or we said
even
we
if
didn't,
you
like,
want to diss us, add us at
go
Twitter.
to the Twitter at
please
at _panel, like, just.
If we get enough traffic down there, we might actually have like a little segment of the podcast where we'll actually talk about maybe stuff you guys leave behind, or if there's topics you want us to talk about, we can go to the Twitter. And
I might start. I kind of wanted to start doing like polls of like One Piece, like, you know, related, where it's like, oh hey, which, you know, like, or you know, just kind of funny anime polls or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah, definitely. And like, if there's a certain arc or topic or a manga you want us to break down or talk about, or maybe you just want us to talk about an anime.
Maybe you want us to reread One Piece and talk about those.
No, I refuse.
First 1,000 chapters.
I am not doing that.
You've got. To be fair, though, it's going to be a different One Piece than what we've watched / read the first time. I mean,
yeah,
so much has changed, and so much is like, because I mean, I restarted One Piece about the same time that the or I got to Fishman Island about the same time the sun god, the reincarnation, the Gum Nomi's awakening got there, and it was like, oh, this completely changes everything about this arc almost. Like, that we'd want, because this is one thing that we'll say about Oda, because like I usually have a hard time like going back through and rewatching series. It has to be like specifically like ones that I can rewatch are ones like Full Metal Alchemist, for once you know the truth about the end of the series, going back and rewatching that, it's like, oh god,
hit different. Yeah,
it hits different, but it hits all the same. It's all the same things, but for different reasons. Because it's like, because you're like rooting for the bad guy in that first episode, because he's like trying to like destroy the capital and prevent a tragedy. And you're like, guy, dude, like, whatever. And then you go back and rewatch it, like, dude, succeed, man. Like Eric, it's like Edward, the Elric brothers just fell. Don't stop him.
Just please.
Oh man, Macy's. Oh,
damn! You didn't. You know, I was at MomoCon a month ago, and there was this guy wearing a shirt of the girl and the dog doing the fusion dance.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And word. Every anime fan just started crying for some reason.
Wow, there's like a lot of tears just forming around me for some reason.
Terrible day for rain, guys. Good. I'm actually thinking about reading Bleach.
Oh man.
That or finding like a anime. Because I've seen the first like the whatever filler.
Yeah. All right, guys. Add us on Twitter. At us at Twitter if we should read Bleach.
Yeah, read Bleach and talk about it like maybe like every time we get through like 50 chapters or something.
Yeah. That's you can
But
actually do a poll on there, Ragnar. We
yeah,
can do like we
if
can
someone goes there,
do what?
if someone actually goes there, um,
But we can set up like a couple of stuff you guys want us to read, and then we'll do the highest voted one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that might be something we start doing. I mean, it will be something we start doing. Like I said, we just need
definitely.
more than the two of us following the accounts.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Rome wasn't built overnight, as they say, and neither was,
yeah.
and One Piece wasn't written in 1 year.
One Piece wasn't written in 25 years. No, you don't understand. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year.
God bless.
But
All right.
like man, 8-year-old me really wrote a check that I'm starting to have to get. I'm starting to work back in check. That's up because we're still in their ADD section, and we're almost. Say we just got to an hour, but I'll just ask this question: how did you discover One Piece?
Me? Oh, it was my sister. She was
Your sister your sister found it, forced it down your throat, and then now you love it.
Well, originally it was just like, oh, this is a cool pirate adventure, and then I it kind of fell out, and I was like, One Piece. I remember that, wasting half of my life watching 500 episodes, and I got like real disgruntled with it for a while. It was like I felt like I was wasting my time reading it.
Well, you got or watching it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like at 500. I'm like, there's 300 episodes to go. Oh, and then I just died. But then I finally just bit the bullet, caught up, and I'm like, okay, that was
got
good.
to like the impel down like bring forward stuff, which is it's a really great, but like man, that's a push.
Yeah, you getting through that was rough. But then like once I want to say once I got to Fishman Island, bro, there was like this tidal wave behind me that just kept on pushing forward, and I was like, all right, time to watch, and just catch up. You were also a really big influence of catching up as well.
Oh yeah, because you were like, you had stopped after Dressrosa or something, right?
Yeah, and then I started working
which I think,
with you.
Yeah, I think everyone stopped after Dressrosa, but you started working with it, and then I caught up while we were working at Bass Pro. I'll just say that. I mean, it was a great place to work. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you need a part-time job like for like a little bit, Bass Pro's pretty good.
At least the one we worked at, the manager was pretty good. The way it was set.
The managers were good, and they worked well the schedules. But I regress. This is anime, not shopping or job looking
employment.
For. But yeah, so me and you were talking about. I got caught up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it gets so good!"
And I'm like, "What? Okay, I guess I need to watch it again."
I stopped at Sal, and it was so hard to get like that's the issue I do have with One Piece is that it's one of those things where like after so long, it can like you need a break from it, and then sometimes it's like it takes like 2 or 3 episodes to like to take that break to get back into it. Once you get back into it, it starts going. But I got caught up, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude! You got to start watching One Piece again. It's so good."
And then I look at it, and I'm like, 200 episodes. Bet. All right. And so I made that push, and that's really what got.
It's like you caught up with the anime, and then I had been reading the manga, and I was like, "Dude, you got to read the manga, man."
I'm like, but I just
crab's getting real, and then I was like, dude, we've seen Gear 5, and you're like,
okay,
let's go for it. But
it's time.
But so
One Piece is definitely a lot more easy to like get through when you have someone you can watch.
We have someone to talk to with.
Yeah. Like if you can't talk to if you can't talk to anyone with One Piece, then there's not really an incentive to like get to the latest bit, because my family didn't watch sub, right? So all they watch,
your family still doesn't watch sub.
They still don't watch sub. So here I am with like I've caught up to the manga, waiting through this hiatus, and they're like, "Hey, did you see the dub that came out this week?" And I'm like, "Yeah, 5 months ago."
It's like, hey, did you see like Luffy like just beat Cat like is fighting or Luffy's like about to fight Big Mom, and we're like, no, he's not.
No, he's not.
It's like
He
we've
just beat
seen that,
Kaido.
guys.
It's
It's like where we're at. It's like he beat like he didn't even care about Big Mom. Like
just went straight to Kaido. But like that's my point exactly. It's like I didn't really have an incentive to watch past Dressrosa because no one else in my family did. There's no point because I wasn't gonna be able to talk to anyone about it. But as soon as you
yeah,
caught up with the anime, and I'm like, okay, bet. I catch up to the anime, and it's like,
yeah.
oh my god, we both could talk about how crazy Gear 5 is, and that this man literally became God and threw lightning at people, and it's
And then yeah, and then I guess we'll go over it. Like my introduction to One Piece was the Four Kids dub. And now for those of you who don't know about the Four Kids dub, it was something. Like
Hello?
Sanji ate suckers. Instead of smoked. Like Sanji was diabetic. I mean, he smoked as much. I mean, he ate a sucker for every time he lit a cigarette. And
God, I just realized we just sounded like, hello, my name is Faceman, and I first got addicted to One Piece around 2010. A friend got
but
me
like,
into it, and I've been hooked on it ever since. It's like the addicted to One Piece group, and you're just trying to.
but yeah,
It's like
and
I've been 2 weeks free of One Piece. But these withdrawals are hurting, man. I don't know how long I can
yeah,
take.
but yeah, I got into like I said, I started with the Four Kids dub,
Oh
and
man, that's rough.
what was funny was like I started watching it because I saw the like all the commercials, and it was like, okay, this dude's got okay, this looks like it could be interesting. Immediately, 8-year-old me vibed with Luffy. Like it was like, all right, yeah, no, I could watch like some episodes of this. Then immediately vibed with Zoro. I was like, yeah, no, we're in this for the long haul.
Right.
Thinking that oh, we're just gonna like watch the next like 3 seasons because that's how long it's gonna last.
It's not gonna get any farther
And
than
then
that.
I got to see up till because I moved and like we didn't have cable television for a while, but I saw all the way up to they met Chopper, and like I moved like after the end of the Chopper arc, where the Chopper joined, um, and so I didn't have access to One Piece for a while, and then I think when Toonami was starting One Piece back up in like 2014 maybe, like 2013, whatever, they were getting ready to start it back up. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, man, like they're continuing that finally. And I was like, they said, oh, we'll start with this episode. And I was like, wait, hold up. Because I knew I'd seen like a little bit of Skypiea here and there from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I knew that I'd missed something. So I was like, we're going to start from in Alabasta. And we're going to just, get caught up to where the TV show's going to start. And then I met Frankie and was like immediately like, nope, we gotta like met Frankie. I was like, oh my god, okay, this is so interesting. But a friend at church had told me about Brooke and like all the stuff that happened. Like no spoilers. Like I didn't know Ace died. Like I actually got to see that unspoilered.
Damn. All right, that's kind of hype.
But I mean, it didn't have as much effect on me. But I mean, I was like, oh, because I wasn't a super big fan of Ace, but
yeah, that's kind of the older audience hits harder than the younger audience, I think.
well, I mean, I would be considered part of the older audience, but and then I just kind of from there I got all the like watched from CP9 and got all the way caught up to Dressrosa.
Yeah.
And actually watched Dressrosa weekly until they met to Zao. Took a break at Zao until me and you met, and then that was when I was finally like, ugh, I just got to finish One Piece. I gotta get caught back up. Because that was when I started to see stuff like, oh, Wano was coming up or whatever. Wasn't Wano was coming up. Well, they were in Wano, but
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I gotta get caught up. Gotta see what's going on. And got caught up with the anime there, and then was like, okay, nah, like we're watching, we're reading the manga.
We got to figure out what's happening next, you know?
Yeah, and then and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, One Piece, the bomb, but
And there's not really another like media that you can or show that you can do that with. There's not another anime
another
that's
show.
lasted that long.
It's not another show. You can start when you're 8, take a break when you're like 10, pick back up when you're like 16ish, and then drop when take a break when you're 16ish, drop when you're like 19, and then pick back up when you're like 23.
And it's all new story, all still
it's
progressing.
all it's still progressing. Like, I mean, One Piece has seen the rise and fall of anime of it's
Countless. You can't even count the number of manga and anime that have dropped in One Piece's lifespan. Bro, One Piece will outlast the universe, all right? that's how old it is, all right? Oda is a being from the primordial black hole that started this universe, I swear.
But yeah, like I said, One Piece is like it's seeing like everything. Like I think the joke was when Hunter x Hunter was releasing like 4 chapters. Did they ever release that, by the way? Like, I heard that they were releasing it. I never heard anyone say anything about them though, so I don't know if it's released yet or not.
Same, I haven't heard anything.
I remember seeing all these things where like, oh, the writer for Hunter x Hunter coming back and seeing that One Piece is still in Wano. So apparently Hunter x Hunter went on hiatus after we got the Wano in the manga.
Yeah. And then he comes back from hiatus.
And we're still in Wano. Which, I mean, we're done with Wano.
Yeah, we made it to the end. Luffy got fancy new power. Yeah, stuff happened. Damn. That kind of puts it into perspective. Yeah, I'm out of topics there. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Today.
I think that's good. I think we've successfully
we've pulled it off, gentlemen. We've done the podcast correctly.
Yeah,
supposedly.
Supposedly correctly.
Supposedly.
We'll find out when I listen tomorrow and like judge us. Like,
yeah, just get the harsh judgment going. All good. I think it went better.
Okay. So it's.
He forgot
so
to
he's
hit
just
record.
right. He's just writing. Sorry, I'm just reading the Hunter thing. He's just writing it. But,
Okay.
So we're all right. Well, thanks everyone for listening.
For sure. Don't forget to follow us on the Twitter
at @n_panel.
If you have any recommendations or topics you'd like us to discuss, please add us. It'd be great. Anything else to advertise on your end?
Not yet. So
okay. For me, definitely check me out on Twitch, Faceman VR, and we got the YouTube channel Faceman100, which this will be posted to at a later date. And then, of course, the Fishing Hour is a YouTube channel I share with a bunch of people, and we do a bunch of fun playthroughs. We're currently going through Danganronpa, Trigger Happy, Havoc at the moment, and we're having a blast. So definitely stop by.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well. See ya, you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.